Hello and welcome to my new YouTube channel. If you like this story and want more, please drop a like and a subscribe. Today you are listening to What If Naruto is the Reincarnation of SIR Barristan Selmy. Part 2. Now let the story continue. Naruto was walking towards the academy at a slow pace, taking his time to take in the surroundings. In the courtyard of the academy, he saw a big tree with a rope swing and a dirt ground with blotches of grass. Naruto carried on walking at a leisurely pace while thinking to himself, I wonder what this academy is going to be like. I hope the other kids are kind, but for some reason I have a feeling some of the other kids are going to be a bit spoiled, well, being from clans and all. Anyways, I should hurry, I don't want to be late on my first day. Naruto walked into the academy. He remembered his mom saying he was in class 1A with the clan heirs. He walked to class 1A and walked through the doorway, which was open already. He saw just 3 people in the classroom, 2 kids and 1 adult, which he speculated was his teacher. Naruto walked to the 2 kids and asked if he could sit with them. They looked at him and nodded. Naruto bowed slightly and introduced himself. My name is Naruto Uzumaki Azuki. Nice to meet you. One of the boys nodded and introduced himself lazily. I'm Shikamaru Noro, and this is my friend Choji Kimkai. Choji waved while munching on chips. Naruto smiled and sat down. While Naruto was making small talk with Shikamaru and Choji, he noticed the classroom was full and most of the girls fussing over black-haired boy with a scowl on his face. Naruto shook his head in disappointment. He didn't like fangirls, nor did he like stuck-up spoiled people. Then he heard the teacher shout loudly, "Be quiet, everyone, quiet down," as the teacher introduced himself and introduced the person next to him. Hello class, my name is Iruka Umino and this is my assistant teacher Mizuki. Now everyone, I want one of you to come up at a time and introduce yourself. Everyone nodded. Some of the kids started introducing themselves, but Naruto didn't pay much attention until he started hearing the clan names. Hello, my name is Ino Yamanaka. She walked down and another girl walked up. Hello, I'm Hinata Hyuga, she said in a shy tone. She walked down. A boy walked up this time. Hi, I'm Kiba Inuzuka and this is my partner Akamaru. Next was Shikamaru and Choji. And then a boy walked up. Naruto heard buzzing coming from the boy, said, Nice to meet you, I'm Shino Aburame. He walked down and a brooding boy walked up and snarled and said Sasukucha and walked down. Now Naruto was certain he didn't like him. Next was a girl called Sakura, but he didn't care about her. Next was himself. He walked up to the front and bowed. Hello, I am called Naruto Uzumaki Uzuki, nice to meet you. He walked down and back to his seat next to Shika and Choji. Okay class, I'm gonna explain to you your curriculum. As with any school, students are taught a core curriculum of reading, writing, mathematics, science, geography, etc. These lessons are typically framed in a ninja context, and in fact are learned at all in order to facilitate later instruction in tactics and strategy. Students learn the shinobi rules, how to strengthen their minds and bodies, and receive special lectures from veteran shinobi. They are taken through the handling of ninja weapons and tools, like shuriken and kunai, learning how to throw and wield them through target practice, as well as instructed on the basics of trap setting. Academy students are also taught about chakra and how to use it, hand seals. Shinobi classes can be broken into the basic levels of taijutsu. Classes serve as the Ninja Academy's equivalent of physical education. In taijutsu class, students are engaged in physical activities to help train their bodies and develop their stamina. Sparring is common. Ninjutsu classes provide the bulk of what potential ninja learn at the academy. Students are taught about chakra, how to manipulate it and use hand seals, and ultimately how to use techniques such as the transformation technique and the clone technique. Genjutsu classes are focused less on how to create illusions and more on how they function. Students are taught how to determine if they are trapped within a genjutsu, and then how to release themselves from it. Girls must attend kunoichi classes, where they are taught about other cultures and how skills such as flower arranging will help them to blend in during an infiltration mission. Naruto already was secretly excited this was going to make him strong. Naruto knew he wouldn't be the best swordsman with just skill alone. He knew he would need more strength, speed, etc. From his memory, Naruto knew shinobi and other warriors had immense physical abilities matched with chakra enhancement. Time skip 1 year. Naruto was in a forest clearing training. He was using a style of fighting now one knew but him well he think no one know. He knew there might be someone with knowledge of it but not be able to use it. Anyway, Naruto was breathing heavy from fatigue. He trained for 5 hours straight working on his swordsmanship with his wooden sword and his physical capabilities. Naruto sighed in relief as he stretched out his muscles, releasing the built-up tension. Naruto spoke to himself, "Oh, that's the spots." Naruto looked around the clearing and said, "Maybe I should explore the forest a bit more. I mean, I haven't ventured out much to admire its beauty." Naruto started walking, admiring the forest and the animals that occasionally crossed his vision. Then Naruto tripped over something. He fell on his face and he signed in frustration, "Yuyug." "Why me?" he stated as slowly sat up and looked back to where he tripped up. Then he saw it, a hilt of a sword. For some reason he felt it calling to him. He slowly walked to the hilt and grabbed it. He slowly pulled it and then pulled it out the sheath. He gasped in shock. The blade was marvelous. It shone in the daylight. It is a slender blade designed with a stunning pattern. Its hilt guard looked like wings. Naruto somehow knew this blade. He felt he recognized it like he read about it in a book. Only 2 words came to mind. Dark Sister. Naruto wanted to test out his new blade, so he went to a decently thatched tree and got in a stance. He closed his eyes and controlled his breathing. He swung with elegance and might the sword without any resistance. Dark Sister slashed through the tree. Naruto was gobsmacked. This sword in his hands called Dark Sister was unbelievable. It fit his style so much. Naruto looked in the sky, noticing it's late. He had school tomorrow and he wanted to show his parents his new sword, so he put Dark Sister in her sheath and started to head back. Naruto arrived at home. He opened the door and saw his mom and dad on the couch. He walked over to them and said, "Mom, Dad, I have something to show you." He took his blade from behind his back and unsheathed and said, "This is my new blade, Dark Sister." Yugao and Heiate were stunned. This sword Dark Sister was magnificent. It looked like it belonged in their son's hands. Yugao asked where he got. Naruto said, "I found it in the forest. It tripped me up, and when it turned to see what tripped me, I saw her Dark Sister in the ground." Naruto yawned, breaking his parents out of the shock. "And they said time for bed, mister." Naruto nodded and headed to his room. Naruto laid Dark Sister next to his bed. Time skip morning. Naruto just got out of the shower and was drying himself off and started getting ready. He tied his hair into a ponytail and put on his clothes. He wore a leather-looking dress which had 4 cuts going up to his waist, 2 in the front, 2 in the back. He also wore leather boots which went up to just below his knee. He wore leather gloves and had a shoulder armor pad. He had a belt with pouches on it. On his hip between his belt he put Dark Sister. Naruto couldn't wait till he graduated because that's when he can start wearing armor. He didn't like fighting like normal ninja, he wanted to fight one-on-one or 1vs groups. He was a lone wolf. He didn't like thinking of fighting without armor. He signed to himself and said, I still have 3 years to wait until then. Now time for school. He started walking to the academy, remembered his teacher Iruka saying there was spars today, that's why he brought Dark Sister with him. If he fights with her it would allow him to acclimate with Dark Sister. Naruto arrived at their academy and walked into his classroom. He was walking in as everyone looked at him. Choji and Shikamaru looked at Naruto and thought he looked sophisticated, like a samurai or something. Naruto started to walk to Choji and Shika. All the other people in the room saw Naruto had a sword on him. Iruka saw it and guessed his parente taught him swordsmanship since they are masters. But one person fumed and got out of his seat and shouted, Hey Dobi, give me that sword now. Naruto turned around with a bored look and with a nonchalant tone said no. Sasuke shouted in rage, give it to me, I'm an elite Uchiha, it belongs to me. Naruto was losing his patience slowly. Naruto talked to himself in his mind, who does he think he is demanding me to give him Dark Sister? Alright class, Iruka said, time for the spars, everyone go to the courtyard where the sparring platform is. They all walked there. Alright, time for taijutsu spars. When Naruto heard that he signed, guess I won't get to use Dark Sister. Alright, first fight Kiba versus Choji. Kiba and Choji walked to the platform. Okay, here are the rules. You are only allowed to use taijutsu, no ninjutsu, no kenjutsu, and no weapons. Choji and Kiba nodded. They got ready into their clan respective stances and Iruka shouted, fight! Kiba charged at Choji and went to hit him in the face. Choji dodged last second and hit Kiba hard in the stomach, causing him to cough spit. Kiba while in the air still backflipped and landed on all fours and charged at Choji again. This time he went to punch Choji, so Choji went to block it, but he suddenly felt a kick to his body sending him to the ground. Choji got up shakily and got back in his stance. Kiba and Choji exchanged blows for a couple minutes. Then Choji saw Kiba was close to the edge and pushed him off. Kiba fell and heard winner Choji. Kiba got up and went to Choji and put out his hand, said good fight. Choji smiled and shook his hand. Now next fight Shino vs Sakura. Shino wins next. Shikamaru vs Amy. Shikamaru wins. Ino vs Hinata. Hinata wins. Now the last fight Naruto vs Sasuke. Sasuke smirked. He thought to himself, I'm gonna show this Dobi his place. Naruto walked up calmly and stood there, opposite Sasuke. Iruka stated the rules and shouted fight. Sasuke ran at Naruto confident he was gonna win and the punch to his face. Naruto saw this and thought to himself, he's so slow. Naruto waited till the last moment and sidestepped Sasuke. Sasuke tripped over Naruto's foot and fell off the platform. Iruka shouted Naruto wins. While Naruto was walking off the stage, Sasuke was angry. How dare that Dobi embarrass me, an elite. He started doing hand signs and shouted Gokaku no Jutsu. A massive fireball flew towards Naruto. Iruka saw this, but he knew he wouldn't get there in time. He was horrified. Was a student of his about to die? He saw Naruto with a calm look on his face. When Naruto was walking back, he sensed Sasuke was mad and assumed he would do something, so he wasn't surprised when he heard him shout Gokaku no Jutsu. Naruto turned around with a calmness no one should have but a warrior, and pulled out Dark Sister. Everyone who was watching Naruto was stunned at the beauty of the sword. It had no imperfections, and shone in with the light from the fire. Then Naruto instinctively pushed chakra to Dark Sister, making her vibrate. She sounded mystical. He raised her above his head, waiting for the fireball to come closer. When it was in range, he slashed down the fireball to everyone's shock split in half, while the gusts of winds from his slashed snuffed out the rest of the fire. Everyone's jaws were on the floor. They wonder how did he do that. Iruka was shocked. No academy student could do that, not even Genin could. Naruto was on the level of a Chunin, he thought. Iruka said in his mind, I'm going to have to talk to his parents and the Hokage to let them know, or if they already know, to get answers. At this point Sasuke was irate. This dobe embarrassed him, then snuffed out his strongest attack with his sword. Then he thought, that's right, his sword, it must be the sword power I will get the council to take it for me, he smirked to himself. Iruka walked over to Naruto to ask if he was alright. Naruto nodded. Then Iruka shouted at Sasuke, saying he had detention for 1 week. Most of Sasuke fangirls were shouting in Sasuke's defense except Ino. She was appalled at Sasuke's action. He could have killed a fellow student. I'm going to have to tell daddy about this, she thought. Naruto's friends Choji and Shika Ulls thought the same as Ino. They were going to tell their parents what happened to see if they could do anything to get Sasuke reprimanded for what he did. But they also thought back to what Naruto did along with Ino. They were surprised at his power, and there was also his sword. They presumed Naruto was holding back his power a lot. They thought to themselves, Naruto is probably the strongest in our class without a doubt. Thank you for watching. This is the end of the video. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Also, if you have any questions, please ask in the comments, or look in my description. Peace.